It's funny when I decide that I want to make ice cream because I literally just got home from the gym this morning and I'm like, I need to make some ice cream. I need to start. So this morning I'm going to make some cereal milk ice cream. I've been wanting to make this. The cereal milk by Christina Tozy from Milk Bar. I tried her ice cream and it was so yummy. So I really wanted to see if I could make it too. And I'm going to start by measuring out a cup of cornflakes and we're going to toast it in the oven at 350 for 20 minutes. And I'm gonna get started on this yummy ice cream. I might wanna do a little more. We're going to steep the cereal in the milk, but in my case, I'm gonna use half and half. So maybe I'll do like a cup and a half instead, or 3/4. What I want is for the milk to really have the cereal flavor carry through. So maybe it won't matter. Maybe the more we use or the less we use. We're gonna toast this, and then after it's done, we'll take it out and let it cool, and then add it to our half and half. It's been more like 13, 15 minutes. And these are very nicely toasted. So I'm actually gonna take them out. I don't want them to burn. You see, look, some pieces are getting pretty dark. So instead of doing it for 20 minutes, 13 to 15 is sufficient. So we're just gonna let this cool. Toasting, by the way, just gives it a little extra depth of flavor. So, and what I'm gonna do, I have this pitcher right here, and I'm going to put the cereal in here with the milk so that I have a big container that I can steep in. I guess you could do it in a bowl too. But as these cool, I'm just gonna have them cool in here. I'm gonna pour 1.5 cups of half and half. And then I'll just let it steep for like, I don't know, maybe 20 to 30 minutes. I bet the longer you let it steep, the more flavorful it will be. That would make sense to me, but we'll do 20 to 30. Okay, it's been 25 minutes since this has steeped. You can tell that the cereal is definitely softer. And over here, I have my base ready. It's sugar, xanthan gum, salt, and dry milk powder. And what I'm gonna do is put my sieve over here and strain. Actually, I wonder if I should measure this out so I have 1.5 cups left. I think I need to do that first. Okay, I wanna make sure I have enough milk in here. Enough half and half. So first I'm going to strain it, push out the liquid from the cereal. Okay, so note to self. All of that, I got 1 cup of milk. I added 1.5 to steep the cereal, and the cereal definitely soaked up a lot. It soaked up half a cup of milk, half and half. So in the future, I'll have to do 2 cups of milk in order to get 1.5 cups of milk. So what I'm gonna do is just add some more half and half, add half a cup so that I have the right proportions, measurements for making my ice cream base. It definitely has a different color. It's definitely a little more tan than white, which is expected from the cereal. To this, I'm gonna add 2 tablespoons of corn syrup. And the corn syrup, a lot of people have reservations about corn syrup. I do not. I grew up with corn syrup, and I am fine. But what it does to the ice cream is sugar is an important part of ice cream. It helps in the freezing, so it doesn't have a lot of ice crystals. And it helps obviously in the sweetness. Now, the more, I use granulated sugar in my ice cream, and granulated sugar has a sweeter flavor, whereas corn syrup, you don't really taste that sweetness, but you need the sugar in order for the freezing. And the more cane sugar, granulated sugar you use, the sweeter your ice cream will be. And the freezing point will also change the texture and consistency of your ice cream. If you have too much granulated sugar, your ice cream could be soupy. It will not freeze properly. It'll freeze, but it'll just be really soft and not have the proper texture and consistency. But by adding corn syrup or a glucose to your ice cream, you don't get that same soupy texture. Something magical happens and you get the right consistency in your ice cream. That's why it's important to use it. Okay, I'm going to turn the heat off of my base and I'm adding 1.5 cups of heavy whipping cream. Mixing it all together, and then I'll put it in a mason jar. I like to store my base in mason jars and stick it in the fridge. And you can do several hours. I usually do it for like 24 hours. I just like that the flavor comes together and the consistency of the base also. It kind of thickens because of the xanthan gum, so it has a really nice texture to it. I think this ice cream is going to be really yummy. I'm very excited about it. Then we just put it in the fridge. So after a long day of activities, I am getting back to making ice cream, and I'm continuing to make the cereal milk ice cream. I am going to start the cornflake crunch in the Christina Tozzi's ice cream. She has this really beautiful cornflake crunch throughout her ice cream, and it had such a yummy flavor and great texture, I thought. So I found a recipe that she did with Martha Stewart. Yeah, it was Martha Stewart she did it with several years ago. And I'm going to make that recipe, but I'm cutting it in half. So I hope that my measurements are accurate, and I think this is gonna be really yummy. So I'm gonna do 2.5 cups of cornflakes. 1, 2.5. And what she did was crunched it up a little bit. I don't know how much I should crunch, but okay, that seems good. Good enough. And she did sugar, so I'm doing 1.5 tablespoons of sugar. 1.5. And a 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and a 1/4 cup of dry milk powder. Get me a spatula here. Just kind of incorporate that. And then we add 4 tablespoons of melted butter. Okay, we have that all mixed up and put it on our pan. The oven is ready to go at 275 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, and we're just gonna toast these for around 20 minutes. We'll check it to make sure that it's not burning. We just want it browned. I ended up pulling this out at 15 minutes. It smelled flavorful. I didn't want to burn it. So it's out and it's ready to go. I'm just gonna let it cool. Okay, I put my cereal milk base in there. I'm not even gonna add vanilla. It's just gonna be that so we can really taste the flavor of the cereal. Cereal milk's looking really good and it smells really good too. Okay, what I'm gonna do is put some of this cereal in the ice cream and mix it in. That way you get a little crunch in every bite. I think this is gonna be so good. Can't wait to try it. And we'll put a little crunch on the top. It looks beautiful. It looks so yummy. Ready for the freezer. This is cereal milk ice cream. It's my own version, kind of the cereal bar ice cream, milk bar ice cream by Christina Tosi. And already what's different about it versus how she has done hers is I put the cereal crunch, the cornflake crunch, throughout the ice cream. And in hers, it was just ribbons, which is delicious. But with this, you definitely get more in every bite. So my other aim with the ice cream was to really get that cereal milk come through. So I hope that I achieved that. Yes. It's so yummy. I definitely taste the cereal milk, but in my case, it's half and half. The texture is so creamy, always delicious. And then with that crunch, you can definitely taste the melted butter in the crunch because that's what we did. We added melted butter to the cereal and a little bit of salt. So it has this really nice cornflakey taste, but it's also a tiny bit on the savory side. So you get this sweet and salty, which is so nice. I love that. Not a lot of people do, but I think it turned out great and I'm so happy with it. It's delicious.